8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to IdiOtBlog. Oh, not plugged in. There we go. Welcome to IdiOtBlog. That was a funky start. Happens. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. IdiOtBlog 352, featuring the band A Fantastical Society of IdiOtFolks. I think I'm gonna put these shades on. Purple sides? What do you think? Or should I put these on? Black sides, gold front. Yeah, I'm gonna do those. Oh, take my jacket off. This is a work by Nick Shepard. You can find Nick Shepard, I think it's, let me see, is it King something? I'm gonna go look. King, K-N-G, Karma, K-A, or C-A-R-M-A, 04. King Karma 04. That's the user, Nick Shepard. He's doing the lyrics. We got drums by Tommy Boy, and then we have a guitar loop, an A, by, is it Rick Silva? Yeah, Ricardo Silva. There's going to be a few of these. There's going to be other versions of this loop. And we're just going through some of the stuff that's published. I am eating this. You can't see the condiment, but the condiment is on the plate. It's just so light you can't see it. It's this Mickey's prepared horseradish, extra hot. My mic sounds weird. What's up with my mic? Ah, there we go. It's a little weird. I don't know what the deal is. Must be in my head. Maybe it's just these, this beanie's blocking the volume a little bit. This stuff is somewhere between like Chinese spicy mustard and sauerkraut. Horseradish. What's up? David Mays over on the IdiOtBlog live feed. What's up? I'm doing pretty good. Feeling pretty good. It's a good day today because today the FAA ungrounded the 737 MAX. As a Boeing employee, that's about the best news I could get in the morning. I woke up at 7 in the morning to that news from my uncle. I immediately started reaching out to people at work. In 2 weeks, my leave of absence, my medical leave of absence, it goes, converts over to a layoff. Ah, COVID, bring my job back. Stop shutting shit down, you're hurting America. Did you know there's been 2,000 deaths in the United States, in the Washington State region from COVID, and of those, only 6% are non-COVID comorbidities. So meaning the people were healthy and they died. So it's a very slim number. Still, it's it's still way down in like the 0.01%, 0.001% die. But interestingly enough, even if you took all the people that possibly did die, I'm not getting in it no time soon. Oh, I would ride a 737. No, the thing is, if you're flying an American commercial airline, you never ever would have crashed in that plane because they trained their pilots. Instead of $1,000 of training and then putting them on the plane, it was $3,000 required in every country. The main problem with that plane was not that it had MCAS, it was not the balance. I know there was a lot of press around it, but it's Bloomberg. That's basically Airbus saying it, you know? So here's the thing. The plane had a correction system for changing the way it worked. It'd been in the military jets for a long time. We adapted it to this plane because the military jets are called the Pegasus KC-46A, and we adapted it into this in a commercial way that it could be easier to train and cheaper to train people to use it. It isn't $1 million of training to make sure they're proficient. It's actually just a click of a button or a pull of a switch. And these pilots panicked and they weren't fully trained. They only received $1,000 worth of training and then they were flying year round. So the FAA said, you got to change this wire, you got to change this, and it made it seem like there was something wrong with the plane. But I did all those wire changes, and let me tell you what, I did $3.5 billion in Boeing jet repair and 737 MAX wire separation repairs. And I'll tell you what, I put my whole family on those planes because they're probably the safest plane out there besides the 777, which has never ever crashed. And now those two crashed, and the reason why they crashed is because, really, it's honestly because of two things that could have stopped it from happening. Number one, having a second type of speed sensor that is not susceptible to a physical damage that could come in line only in these emergency situations, which they did add. But the crazy thing is they had us change all these wires. I would say it's about 7 different wires were moved and spaced away, but they were all carrying the same signal. Now let's just remember that 1 million flights have been done by this plane. In the NG model, which started in the 90s or 80s, and then the NG was adapted. Maybe it might have been the 90s, but the NG model and the current Max model had the wire like this, exactly like this, and then there was only one difference in one area where it was actually just not there in the 1967 version. And so basically, the wiring they had us move has never even had a single... and this has been a point of contention with me, because even when they say people have been... no one's going to fly it. I like to just talk about it. Since I know about it, I can at least spread a little bit of the word. Those wires have never had a false or negative interaction in over 1 million flights, logging almost... 50 million hours of flight or something like that. So, in 50 million hours of flight, there's never even been a single time where those two wires interacted negatively. But because of what those two wires are, and that they are close together, we spaced them apart. In just 50 planes, it cost us $3.5 billion. In just 50 planes. And we're repairing all of those 300 and something planes, right? It's billions of dollars it cost to us, but it's worth it. I mean, 3.5 million. I said billion a couple times there. $3.5 million in repair. So over 500 planes, you're talking close to $500 million in repair or something like that, or $250 million in repairs, all said and done with all the travel, with all the training. But I got so quick at the job and so proficient at the job and so effective at the job, and being able to not remove certain parts by using certain techniques to get the wire through without taking out batteries, that I actually shaved off the time it took to do a repair on a plane from 5.5 days to 3.5. And so that right there, I trained the guys, all the guys in Europe that are fixing the planes, I trained them. So then I got busted for having pot in my system. Should have never driven that vehicle, but whatever. Now I'm clean, so that's cool. But yeah, the Boeing 737 is probably the safest plane out there at this point. I mean, at this point, it's the most scrutinized ever. Hello, play songs, please. Hey, dude, what's up? So what I do is I pick the artists before the show even starts. I do not do the Philly Pay thing where I'm just sitting here listening and then talking and doing stuff like that. I really do this like a radio show. At some point, I'm gonna do that kind of the you call in if you want kind of thing. You know, like what do you want to call it? Request. But when I do the requests, I don't want it to be like something where I'm I don't know how to describe it, but I'm hunting down. Where I'm like hunting down the links. It gets crazy. I don't have a fast computer. I don't have the ability to do a lot of that stuff. I'm just doing this on a little old, like 10-year-old laptop, dude. And then in an 8-year-old cam. It's 5-year-old cam. The style cam I have came out like 5 or 6 years, maybe 7 years ago. I'm all old school shit. I'm just using the stuff I have. But it's a process I like. I like talking to you guys. I like sharing the music. I'm doing the radio thing. Drop a like on that. We're going to hear this tune again, but not with the singing. We might just hear just this song because this is a band I started in. They've really been working on this song in all different directions, so. Man, that's some good food I'm eating. It's so tender, it just falls apart. There's no need for forks. It's just gonna fall off the fork in smaller pieces. Oh. Oh yeah. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. You want to know an interesting thing? Is when I heard that they had lithium batteries they designed on the 737, I predicted there would be an issue with those. I heard about it way before the plane was even out, right? Then there was an issue with those. It was grounded for 3 months. It's the longest grounding besides this 737 of 20 months. But, yeah, you know what my days were like? Let's say they put me on a plane and I did it alone, which doesn't mean I'm alone. There's always somebody else in or around me on the plane, assisting me, or doing work in another area, and in a lead. Sometimes just me and a lead. I got so proficient at the job, they would throw me on the planes first. And what I would do is I would go in there, and I'd go into the wheel well, or sorry, I'd go into it's called the EE, or electronics room. And right behind the front wheel well, there's a little square window, a little square hatch about this big. And you twist the thing, you push it up, you roll it up and under some of the computers, and you go in there and there's a bunch of computers that are you have these little screws and you can pull them out. First thing you had to do when you go in there is you have one guy and he's pulling them out with a wrist strap on, and those are all going to be retested after they're inserted, right? That's a day and a half of the process. So we take all those out, and then once those are out, I'm already in the inside on the other side of a wall that's kind of like a wall between the cargo area and that EE area. And it's really buffered up and really strong. You're not breaking through that, right? And then there's even like these little walls, these little like rubbery wall material. It's kind of like the same as my backpack, my waterproof backpack. That kind of seals that area off too. It gives you a little 2-foot buffer. So I take all those down. I take all the tape off. This like white tape off all these little really thin fiberglass covers. One here, one there, one there. And I take them all down and I stack them over there. And I take those stuff on the wall off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7 little parts. And all those have to be labeled. So I print all the labels up first. I sign into the job, print all the labels up, go into the plane, take those out, get all those out, and start running the wire, and run the wire all the way into the EE bay and all the way into some of the electronics. I don't pin anything. I leave. The next shift after me will do the other wire. I'll come in. Both those wires will be in there. I'll finish them up, get them inspected by QC, do the ends with QC present, and crimp them in and insert them. And then some other guy's going to come in there and start plugging all the stuff back. They still plug all the stuff back, and then another guy who's like an avionics specialist comes and tests the plane. So that's like a day and a half of testing, and like first day of me, second day of me, and then during the testing they're kind of sealing it up, and the customer sometimes will come and do a look. So let's say it's a Southwest Airlines, they'll have a guy on site that comes out when we're doing Southwest planes, and they'll come out and they'll look at it before it goes in. Or we have a guy who is designated by Southwest in our company that can give the okay to close it all up. And Southwest will come out, look at a few of them, and go, that's the process we want you to okay, and like okay it this way. And those guys kind of, in a sense, are the liaison for the company, the airline company. So then they fix this thing up, then they test it. And then all these things are going to go through flight tests with the airlines when they get them and all kinds of stuff. And they're obviously not going right into service because of this COVID thing. But the plane was really made unsafe by improper training. So if you take away the change to the wiring, which didn't even need to happen, but we obliged, really the only thing that was changed in the plane was a virtual sensor, a couple of lines of code to make it easier to override, and catching every single pilot who will ever fly the plane up all the way on full training cost on us. So it's kind of like we just put our thumbs up our ass until the FAA said we could pull it out. And it wasn't the plane, it was our stupid level of required training where we let certain poor companies get away with $1,000 of training. And that was a true issue, because no one would have died if they all had the full training. And that's my rant, but it's also a great day. I'm just celebrating because this is a sign of us rolling back into a positive camber at Boeing, because I don't know if you're aware, aside from the military aspect, the commercial side, 50% of the profits of the commercial side are from the 737 MAX. So 1/3 of the entire industry is warranty. Boeing income is warranties on planes. Another third is the commercial, and another third is the military side. So 1/6 of our company's income was there. And not only was it no income, because it was grounded and it was halted, that income, it was costing us money. But the greatest part is we built 200, almost 300 planes since it was grounded, just kept going. And those planes are all purchased and ready to go to the customers. Not 100%, because a few of them became white labeled, but all that are is just straight up profit. That could be all 2021 profits. 2021 could be the most profound year in the history of the United States GDP just because of that. We'll see. And maybe it definitely will be one of the most profound turnarounds for any single company in the year 2021, I'll tell you that much. Just gotta stop thinking to ourselves that we're gonna somehow eradicate COVID, and just realize that COVID is here to stay. It's part of us. We're gonna have to live with it, and there's nothing we can really do about COVID. It spreads quicker than the flu, and it's less deadly than the flu. But they make you think the opposite. I don't know if you remember this when the flu first came on the scene, before we had any antibodies in our society at all. The flu had only one form, and the flu caused 500 million, no, 50 million deaths. Yeah, 50 million, maybe more. Close to 150 million in some estimates in the course of a year. After that year, we slowly started to have antibodies and immunities and protocols. We were wearing masks. Yes, they were made of gauze, but we were wearing masks made of cloth. That's the same difference. They were made of gauze. They were isolating in huge manners, way more than we do now. And they were quarantining way more extreme than we do now. And it led them to be still spreading the disease. And so now we're trying the same thing again. It's like we haven't learned anything in 100 years. If the aliens are up there watching, they're laughing their fucking ass off. Man, this steak is so good. It's like not steak, it's like a beef pot roast is what it is. It's like it's slow cooked for like 15 hours. Oh. Oh. It's probably on like hour 19 right now. It's so soft, but the edges are caramelized. It's salty. It's fatty. It's got this slight hearty texture to it, but because it's so soft, it doesn't last very long. So this is also Ricardo Silva. This is a different looping guitar. It's called looping guitar number 2. Loop and a guitar. A loop and a guitar, and then loop and guitar 2. So then we're going to hear a loop and a guitar. No, 2 was the previous one. This is a loop and a guitar. How confusing. Then I'm probably going to go over to Hell in a Handbasket by Iggy Six and Jason McKinley Chastain. That guy's a beast. That guy can just slide right into any track. Sorry about picking my teeth. It's just kind of... I'd rather do that than have cavities. Yeah, this is real laid back. I love it. Mr. Hungry Maker, no longer Mr. Mistake Maker. She also had a bunch. My wife made this and left it in the pot today. And I was here alone today. It was my alone day. My wife took a drive all the way across the state into Idaho to pick up her nephew with her sister. It's her sister's kid, her sister's oldest. He's like 19, 20, and he's living over there. And he's kind of started fucking the old lady landlord. You know that fucking that song. Yeah, 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, 1 beer. You know that one, right? Well, he was living that for reals, and he's trying to skate the hell out of there, as this is his last paycheck, and she just wants it all. And he's like, "Can I give you my?" And he obviously lost his job. And how'd he lose his job? Fucking something out of the movie Clerks. He sold a 17-year-old a vape while at work. 17-year-old girl a vape at work. You can't sell a nicotine vape, yeah, but he sold her a nicotine vape. His work heard about it. You're out of here, buddy. He could have sold the vape to a 22-year-old. He probably would have been fine. but he's selling a vape to a 17-year-old on their property during his shift. So, I'm located in like Tacoma of Washington. I'm south of Tacoma. I'm next to Mount Rainier. I'm right next to Mount Rainier. Hey, what's going on from Mount Rainier? And I wish I could put Mount Rainier as where I'm from, you know, on the description. I can't. But yeah, she went all the way from there, all the way across 90, all the way across the state. She took my little daughter with her, little 3-year-old Luella. Probably had a blast. She looked like she was having fun. Everything I saw. But she went all the way over there and picked him up, grabbed his bed, and they're driving back. They'll probably get here like 2 in the morning or something. They left at like 8 in the morning. She took a rental car, so, you know, it doesn't put any wear and tear on her car. It's just like $25 extra to the trip. She's getting spotted some money from Grandpa, or her dad, but his grandpa, to help him get back here. And then she's going to take him to Olympia. And, oh yeah, she'll take him to Olympia and drop him off there where he's got a job offer from a friend. Kind of bounce back into the life he's used to over here. You know how it is. You try to break away, you try to get away, you try to go live out somewhere else, and people entice you. People go, hey, well, come out here. I got a job offer for you out here. And you're like, wow, that sounds crazy and fun. I'll try it. You're young, you know, you're 20, whatever. You're just trying to test out the world. That's what he was doing. We can't harsh him for it, but I would have liked to see him just take a bus back. That's my opinion on it. That's one of those things where you just sit there on the bus and you think about the whole thing the whole time. And you just kind of reflect in the bus and you kind of dwell and you listen to music and you think about what did I do and what were these choices I made and how did I let them lead me down this road, right? And instead he's like got his mom and a little baby girl coming and it's like a fun event. And I guess maybe that's a cool way to bounce back from it, you know? So I don't know how to say what's the right way, but I know I would have grown more as a youth myself, having that hard trip back. But at the same time, I always had those trips with my dad. My dad would come get me, and we'd have that was almost worse. You know, if my dad came and got me from something like that, I would just be riding the whole way with my dad. God forbid I had to ride the whole way with my mom. We'd be fighting the whole way every time she's trying to bring up what I did wrong. But yeah, I'd be riding with my dad, just feeling like shit. And then it'd take like 4 hours of just feeling like shit, and he'd say, "You want to get a burger and milkshakes?" And you'd be like, "Yeah." And he'd be like, "You know what?" And he'd talk to you. And you'd be like, "You know, this is something we've all done, you know. You got to decide if you want to keep going down this road or if you want to find a better path for yourself." And stuff like that. You know how it goes. Parents are like really, they can really get you to reflect. I think we're listening to like the same song forever, so let's go to Hell in a Handbasket. Hell in a Handbasket! Whoa! Taking this off, it's hot. Ooh. Oh yeah. That feels good. That feels real good. Louisiana, huh? You were on the bus, huh? Yeah. I had a girl one time go to New York and then in the middle of all her turmoil came back here and was like trying to get me to go back with her, back to that life of turmoil. She lived there a solid 5 more years after that. I think she found some niches, but I don't think she would have been able to do that with me in tow. Did I miss out an opportunity? Probably, because she had a lot of musical contacts and she was trying to develop me musically, but at the same time, I had bands over here and I was having fun, so I wasn't about to leave. Not in the position I was. I was renting on a house with 5 bedrooms, a 2.5 car garage, multiple bands practice there, and we're on 14 acres. 14 acres of like undeveloped area with 40 acres that way and 25 acres that way, meeting up to where I grew up. That's like the green belt on the edge of where I grew up. And so I was like right there I could walk to my parents' house I could walk to work if I wanted, but I had a moped, so I got there quicker and even cheaper. Yeah, man. So I bet you this is like an Iggy 6 track with Jason McKinley doing a peel-out solo on it. He peels these solos out like he's peeling stickers out of a child's sticker book. That's how he does it. Wink, done. Another one. Wink, done. Oh yeah. It's like dripping in grease. Give it a little bit of that white fire. Oh yeah. If you don't like this stuff, you need to try it. So try it some more. It's like the best on steak. It's excellent in your mashed potatoes or your baked potatoes. I mean, it's excellent with Polish dogs. Oh man. It'll clean out your sinuses like wasabi or Chinese mustard. But it's got this vinegary, sweet, sauerkraut flavor. Horse radish. It's radish. It's cool. It's radish. Oh man. Like I said, my wife made this. She put this in the oven, in the slow cooker, like 18 hours ago. It's so good. Oh, it's so good. What's next? From the Idiots. Fatty. Fatty. Another Jason McKinley, but Fatty. P-H-A-T-T-Y. That was the nickname of my friend that died just about a year and a half ago. He died of an overdose on the streets. He's from the same neighborhood as me, just blocks away. Pretty sad, to be honest. He's one of the more intellectual people I ever knew in my life. And got into heroin, oxy, huffing, puffing. He's like a fucking Puff the Magic Dragon, and he just got ragged and ragged and ragged on that shit. You never saw him looking like a skinny little gaunt motherfucker, so you never thought you really had to worry about him. He wasn't doing him that hard, but his nickname was Fatty. He was a big-boned, well-fed motherfucker. He always had a great support system behind him, and a lot of those people had been living many years with addictions, so they didn't see what was going on with him. And then whenever they could, you know, what we addicts do is we step away from the situation so we're not in enough contact where people can call us out. And he just kept at it. You know, he was living with a bandmate of mine and a good friend of mine at the end there, and they had to kick him out because it was just getting too hard to live with them. You know, all day long, all you hear is whippets dropping, ding, 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 on the floor all day long. Just hours and hours of whippets. Guys just getting tarded upstairs. And you're playing guitar, and he's like jumping around up there. You know, it's our practice spot back in the day. And he was just playing guitar, and he's just jumping around up there, and you're hearing bottles dropping whenever you stop a song. He's just doing non-stop whippets while on acid. and OxyContin and smoking massive amounts of weed. It did not end well, and we miss you much, buddy. So this fatty's dedicated to you. Yeah. That's getting to be about 15, 16 people really close to me. Bye-bye. Yeah, it was just too bad, man. Lost him. One friend of mine walked into the river. Good friend of ours, a few years back, killed himself in his apartment. Depression took hold of him. It's a sad thing. If you're ever struggling, just look online for support, because you'll find it, and it doesn't take much. You think you got it? No, you don't, my friend. So, anybody ever have this happen? BandLab gets sideways. The notifications start coming in sideways. If you go to type something, it's sideways, and the app is just all fuckered up. Or I didn't do anything to my phone. It's been fine the whole time. All of a sudden, the app is all fucked up. I usually slide up from the bottom on my device, but now that's changed to the side bottom, and I hit the lock. So the lock of the rotation. See if I can get that to work. Lock that rotation. Where's it at? It won't let me. Stupid thing. Chate, what's up? Yeah, man. It really is. Is that what that's called? Sidebars? I like that name for it. I hate that when it happens. I'll be in the middle of something and it does that to me. What are you doing? BandLab. That's what I should go on that BandLab page and I should say fix the glitch where you get sidebar. I'm tired of it. It's been going for 2.5 years. You guys haven't fixed that. I'm going to do that later tonight. I'm going to say, what additions do you need to add? How about the ability to get rid of the sidebar, bro? Acoustically, electrically eclectic by Uncle Broken Head. Oh yeah. We got some fantastical idiot folks over there. There's no segregation, there's no hate. Now, I'm going to talk about something. There's an artist I featured previously on the blog. His name is Tetropolis. T-E-T, like Metropolis, but T-E-T, Tetropolis. And he was a great musician. I don't know what happened to him. He was in the band and just kind of disappeared. Oh, you mean BandLab ignoring you? You message them by messaging support at BandLab and then giving them what your username is and saying, hey, this. I found I'll have really good interaction with them, and then I'll ask them something like, hey, do you guys promote and prop up people in the contest with fake user likes? Do you create users to give likes to certain artists on BandLab? I'll ask them a question like that, and they won't talk to me for like 2 months or feature me for like a month, and then they won't talk to me for another month after they start featuring me until I have like a glitch or I get banned by accident. So I don't know if that's just coincidences that I see because I'm drawing conclusions, or what. And Aaron, I don't know. I really don't know. I know that they have some sort of favoritisms. I know they do. But I also know there's a lot of people out there that want to be featured, but they don't like self-promote and self-play in a way that's conducive, I would say. I don't know how to describe it, but I think the number one way, I'm going to give away a secret here. I think the number one way to get attention on BandLab and to get trending is to know what hashtags to use to get people to find you. New users are coming on and they're like, what's BandLab? Oh, this is kind of cool. What hashtag should I look up? No, it's a nice one. This is me singing. Where was my son? Obviously. Woke up. It's got some drums on it now. And the night had come. Where was my son? Winter has come. I woke up. And I went back to bed. Woo! Rest my head now. I woke up. Yeah. Winter had come. See? And Holy Grail, you've been on here for a long time. You've been working with lots of people. So, when I woke up, I don't exactly know. I think it has to do with hashtags and their algorithm, how their algorithm works. Found myself wondering when the summer would come and the winter would end. But I realized I just woke up and the winter had come. I lay my head down and I wait for my I know, right? You don't know, Chate. You don't know really for sure. Like, is it like a backlash because he supported me? You know, it could be. Or is it just simply you haven't been ringing their bell the right way, you know? Like it just didn't ring their bell for some reason. I don't know. I do things like this. I put free, hashtag free, hashtag beat, hashtag instrumental, hashtag hip hop, hashtag rap, hashtag forkable, hashtag fork, hashtag add anything, hashtag enjoy. And those are the kinds of things I like to do, and I find they work out pretty good. And then I do a lot of this. What song did I just put out? Promote that song to all my people who have recently liked me and recently followed, and just promote it. Go in their inbox and go, hey, check this one out. This is my most recent thing I'm working on. And it's basically spamming, you know? And I'm sitting there in my house for a few hours every day, just while I'm doing other stuff, while I'm cooking or while I'm doing this, in between things, going and just copy pasting and handing out flyers, I call it, you know? So, see, Holy Grail, I told you. I felt like I should have talked about this a little bit ago when I first thought about it a couple weeks back. But yeah, I feel like hashtags do a big thing on BandLab. So, you know, I don't know. I could be making things up. And if you can't tell, I got a couple different feeds I'm talking to. This is a simulcast. The IdiOtBlog is now a simulcast. I don't know if you know what a simulcast is, but that's where I use one application to capture the sounds and video, and I use that application and send it to a website that sends, that's like an app also, but it's a website that sends, it's called Mob Crush, that sends up to 6 different locations. My Facebook page, not my profile, but my Facebook page. So I have an IdiOtBlog page under my profile, and you can send it to pages that you make. So my Facebook IdiOtBlog page goes to the BandLab. Each day I do this, I have to get the new BandLab primary host web page and the key and the new stream key, and build that and then turn it on. And then I put the information like an audio blog, Gone Vlog, a show where we talk about music and other absurdities of life while listening to and thoroughly enjoying the music of artists from BandLab. Try to promote their musical endeavors. I am Mr. Mistake Maker, or Idiot Burns. You can call me Chris, and today is IdiOtBlog 352, featuring the Fantastical Society of IdiOtFolks. Yeah, things like that. And so it'll shoot it over to my YouTube, it'll shoot it over to my Facebook, it can shoot it over to the Mob Crush, it can shoot it to your Twitch account, and it can shoot it to some other custom stream destination like BandLab, all at the same time. It was the same song again, too. Yeah. This is called Fair Lanes. It's Uncle Brokenhead. And then that Mob Crush webpage where I enter all that stuff in gives me a ingest URL and a stream key, and I put that in my streaming software, OBS Studio, and then start the stream. I do my countdown, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, take the intro screen off and say, good morning, afternoon, or evening. What the fuck are you doing? And that's how it goes. That's how I get it going. So it's a simulcast. It goes out to multiple channels at once. It's kind of cool. You could be just a user on my Facebook page, and you could be over there and be watching and talking to me, and I'll be responding and looking and listening. Or you could be, which, by the way, my Facebook page is facebook.com/Christopher Burns. And the blog, you'll see it right there. You'll see it in my posts. The blog will be one of those things you can get linked into pretty quickly if you go over there. I'm going to share that to my main page right now, even though we're 47 minutes in. I'm going to say, my blog. That's cool. I like that. That little fill. What? I woke up feeling hazy, grabbing my board. Walked down to the lake and I found some more. I don't know what the fuck that was. Thought it was going to be a song there and it stopped. Keep working on that one, Uncle Brokenhead. I like that. Drums, compressors, mics. Oh, yeah. I did not know you were a drummer, but it makes sense. I want to be a drummer in just like a stoner rock band. I don't even want it to be metal. I want to have a metal edge. I want it to have a funky edge. But I want to play drums in a band like Clutch, or maybe Queens of the Stone Age, or maybe in a band like, that's even pushing it, because they got some crazy rhythms they do. Put me more over in the direction of like of that 4/4 rock like Clutch, or just something stoner rock like that, Rage Against the Machine or something. I'd love to be drumming in a band like that, where I don't even think about the riffs. Some other guys think about the riffs and I just play to it. In this moment, huh? I'll have to go check them out. I wouldn't want to be like a drummer in a band like Animals as Leaders or something, and sit like Matt Gaskar trying to like sweat my ass off being super technical all the time. Even if I was as good as him, I still wouldn't really want to be doing that. It's really cool. I love learning and playing to the stuff and getting myself elevated through his playing, but at the same time, I wouldn't want that to be my job. Ugh. Yeah, I find metalheads make some of the best instrumentals and some of the best beats, but that's where I'm coming from. It's kind of interesting. It feels like I'm in another country right now. Feels like there's the camel shit to my left, maybe. Who knows? And there's a picture of Dave motherfucking Mustaine on this one, playing the BC Rich Warlock. Looks like, or I don't know who that is, but why do I think it's Dave Mustaine? Because the hair or some shit. Working on background rhythm for a new tune. Cool. I like it. Later, dude. See you around, Chate. Appreciate you coming in. To my left, camel shit. To my right, they're worshipping cows. What year is it? 1832. How did I get here? Well, the storm took my ship here. Now I gotta use barter. Intellect. And intuition to get back. My ship is wrecked. This is a story to go along with the tune. Crazy, dude. Well, I was in Wisconsin the whole time. I didn't know it. This must be how the liberals sound when they're praying to their God. I don't know what I'm fucking saying there. Now I just think I'm at like a Burning Man or some shit. I feel like I'm hot and I'm in the desert. I need to take my shirt off. I'm not going to, but I mean, I feel like I need to. It's putting me places. But you know, albums do that sometimes. They have a certain vibe. You know, some Tom Petty will put you in the 1970s. It wasn't made in the 1970s, but it'll put you there. Maybe it's a song that came out in 1992, but it'll put you in 1968. There's this album, God Shuffled His Feet, by Crash Test Dummies. It has like mandolin and all these old style instruments. Even though it's keyboard-based strings and synth sounds, they bring this aura that makes me feel like I'm in a combination of Shakespearean times and the time in which God interacted with man directly. Adam and Eve times. Christ on earth times. When the fuck was that? Who knows? The dawn of time. It brings me back to the dawn of time, the music does. It's very hard for music to do that. It's very hard. But it's very, 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 very hard for music to do that is not an instrumental. That has singing. It's one thing for a music to bring you, for a song or a music to bring you to the era in which you first discovered it, or to bring you to the era in which it was played on the radio. Spirit in the Sky will make you feel like you're in the 1960s, you know, and, you know, Bruce Springsteen will make you feel like you're in the 1980s, you know? Or Huey Lewis and the News will make you feel like you're in the 1980s, right? Four Non-Blondes, hey, yeah, 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 makes you feel like you're in the 90s. You cannot change these. That was part of a White Zombie song. I recognized it. And then it went into this, Mignon. But, those things are not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when a song takes you to another planet, takes you to another time. Do I think my Portal beats do that? No. Do they discuss that? Yes. Do they sort of do that? Yeah. Do they really do that? They do that, but they're an instrumental. It's a lot easier for an instrumental to do that, because if I suggest something to you, if I say penis enlarger or tomato cake or whatever, and call the song Penis Enlarger, or I call it Tomato Cake, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna see that and they might not record it and publish it, but they might just fork it and sing about a penis enlarger or fucking tomato cakes or green eggs and ham or whatever the fuck you call it, right? That's the power of suggestion, and the open matter an open way in which an instrumental works. That's a beautiful thing about an instrumental. Now, when you start putting words to it and you start talking about things, it's really hard to even get a song to put you in a place. I'm gonna change it to something different. I'm gonna have to go to the page and browse down and find something different. Okay, next one. It's the same one. There we go. Savagely Sufficient Instrumental. Uncle Brokenhead. We're getting a lot of Uncle Brokenhead tunes. That's cool. But what I was gonna say is, when you can do that with a song, one song, it's amazing. There's that song, if I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I like to do would be save every day like a treasure, then again I could spend them with you. Well, Brick in the Wall, those are the kinds of songs. Pink Floyd can take you to the moon and back. They can take you to a cave of critters clicking away. Whoa! What's up? There's a boat coming! Okay, so music and instrumentals can do that, right? We all know the power of instrumentals, and Pink Floyd will put a lot of instrumentation in there, and they have a very ambiguous lyric that can make you travel in time. You can put, for instance, you can put Dark Side of the Moon and the gingham-covered Dorothy together, and they work because their music is so transformative, so instrumental, so experimental, right? But when you have something that's not experimental, when it's almost like a country song with a different flavor to it, or a folk song with a new spin, and the lyrics are there, and they have lyrics, and they take you somewhere else. Bob Dylan has done it with some of his tunes. People can always do it with certain tunes, but there are some artists that have done it with an entire album. And that's when they blow my mind away. Boom, a whole album. And it's not even taking you to the same place, it's taking you different places. It's traveling you around through time. That's a beautiful, beautiful thing to me. I didn't even think about that or talking about that today, but I'm glad I did talk about it. It's just an amazing thing. Does metal do it per se? No. Metal has more of a function of getting out some really raw emotions and some really true emotions that we all have. It's like a musician's version of football. You know, among the sports, you got rugby and football. They're super aggressive. They're not just a physical outlet, but they're a way to get your aggression out, and just extreme sports. And they push you, and they push your body, and they make you work hard, and they break you. Well, I'm not talking about Matt Kaskar's drumming. I'm talking about football. Well, metal is like football. You see it. You see the guys pushing themselves to these extremes. 8 strings, 45 strings. So what the fuck? 45 is at every fucking note. You know, whatever. Oh, I think they're like in the hundreds of strings. You know, it's like a harp. You know. Well, that's an interesting point. I stab people. 4 or 5 people every day. Why don't stab someone? ICP, Insane, Clown Posse. They don't sound the same as they used to. It's the same tune, but it doesn't hit your ear the same way. That's interesting too. That does happen. Your age changes, your filter changes, your understandings change. Some music out there that was deep and huge to me, like Prince. Like the Prince's Purple Rain album was an amazing album where at the time when I discovered it in 4th grade, I was like, whoa! And I started digging through all kinds of music of my parents' CD collections and stuff and finding music. And I found another band around that same time, Talking Heads. Whoa! So many instruments. How do I even follow them all? I didn't even know there was a guitar on this till I heard it the 10th time. I was only hearing the synth sounds. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. That bass line. You know, and stuff like that. I'm like, wow. And these things are just like, it's almost weaving in and out like a beat. It's like a beat. And they make like a beat, and then they weave things in and out. And, when I was hearing those songs, I thought I was understanding everything. I was listening to them over and over and over and over and hearing every nuance. Well, guess what? I put those songs on now, and there's more to be heard. More I understand about music, the more I find in some of those bands. Green Day? Not so much. It's just a guys doing what they do. It's a 3-piece. I kind of figured them out. But Pink Floyd, mentioned before, Talking Heads, Prince. Those are some of the artists that really put a lot and so much of the music that you keep hearing new things. That's a beautiful thing too. Technovirus. This is by Ricardo Silva. It's been a long show. It's been a solid hour. Probably going to make this next song the last song. I've been grubbing. I've been talking about stuff. I hope you guys all enjoyed us talking about the absurdities of life. There's probably some more tunes. I should feature these band a couple more times. I'm sorry I'm not able to get into the links, dude. I'm sorry, David. I just don't have, it just doesn't all work that way for me. I gotta figure that out, how to do that. How I can get links from people and go into them without disturbing the song and then going to the link. Gotta figure that out. It's like I need a second iPad in here, and I can get it all queued up, and then when the song's over, hit pause and switch it and stuff like that. I think that's gonna be the workaround I do. More technovirus going on here. Well, I really appreciate everybody coming out. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe. Turn on notifications if you feel like it. If you see an ad on my page, if you see an ad on my page, go ahead and what's Ruby doing up? If you see an ad on my page, go ahead and see an ad. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something about Ridge Wallet. I can't even remember anymore. I gotta go figure out what my daughter's doing up. But anyways, I appreciate everybody coming out. Go find my YouTube. Go like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Actually, I don't care if you do it, but do it if you want to, because there'll be more of these coming on every day, sharing artists and stuff. So yeah, I just appreciate everybody coming out. Want to say thank you. Thanks for my wife for making this delicious food I've been munching on a whole friggin' hour. And yeah, just thanks everybody for coming out, listening to the show, enjoying, interacting. There we go. Hell in a handbasket again. Yeah, this show could have had more variety, but we just repost songs a lot, different versions. That's the thing about the Idiot Lab, the IdiOtFolks. All right, guys, I really just, like I say again, every time, every day, really appreciate you coming out. It was a great show. Had a lot of fun talking about the topics. More tomorrow. Talk about some more crazy stuff tomorrow. I got some ideas. All right, everybody. Peace out. That's IdiOtBlog 352.